welcome back to my channel. And for this video I'm doing something a bit different. I am making cupcakes based on characters from Honkai-starrail. So basically going to be using the team that I make the cupcakes out of, and whenever a character uses their ultimate skill, I will show you guys how I did the process of making the cupcakes. This is going to be kind of a chill video, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm switching over to voiceover. So this is just me starting off baking the cupcakes. I used the usual ingredients including flour and milk. I was tempted to talk more about my recipe process and how I actually make the cupcakes, but I decided I'm going to do another video showcasing that. Not this next week, but maybe the week after when I get all the footage put together. So this is just me showing a bit of the process of what I do to make cupcakes. I bake regularly, and sometimes I even sell what I bake. It's a hobby of mine that I don't get to practice often now that I'm in university, because I don't bake when I'm in the dorms. But when I'm home, I usually have time and energy and actually cleanliness from the kitchen to actually bake, because my dorm has a modern type of common kitchen, so a lot of people use the kitchen at a time. So this is just me making the chocolate part of the cupcakes. So I did both vanilla and chocolate, and you're gonna see soon enough that two of the characters are gonna have vanilla cupcakes and two of the characters are gonna have chocolate cupcakes. I'll let you guys guess which one has which type of cupcake, but for now I'm just fixing up the cupcakes and mixing in and baking the cupcakes. So I used the fondant to make the little decorative pieces on each cupcake to represent each character. So I got some pieces of fondant and colored them to the appropriate color for each character, and then I'm just showing you guys the amount of fondant I used. It wasn't a lot, it was just a small bits of each, and then I had to color them and dye them with food coloring. So I'm working on the Trailblazer right now. I'm trying to do the little decoration on their jacket, and then for March I found this cool fondant cutter that kind of represents the little flower that she has on her clothing, so I thought to use that. And then I did a leaf and this lime green type of sword for dancing. So right now I'm just doing the fondant. I'm rolling it out. I also did this bow, and that's going to be for Natasha, because Natasha has a little red bow and other decorative pieces. So I found this bow. It kind of looks like a butterfly, but I promise you it's a bow. And so that's what I did for Natasha's cupcake. And then I also added a little teddy bear because she's seen with a lot of stuffed animals. And then for March I decided to add more stuff, like this cute bunny I did out of fondant. And then for the Trailblazer I did their initial bat for their cupcake. And then these are all the little decorative pieces that I created for each cupcake. So right now I'm going to switch over to gameplay. Okay, so time for one of the important parts of this video, the gameplay. So like I promised, I'm going to use all the characters that I made the cupcakes out of. So I did March, Natasha, Dance Help, I think that's his name, and the Trailblazer. And so I'm adding some stuff to March because I don't use March regularly on my team. I typically use her if I need to switch out one of my characters real quick. So she didn't have relics and stuff, and she didn't have a good light cone to use, so I had to switch out some stuff. I'll move around some of my relics. Don't judge me on the relics that I chose for March. I haven't really looked at a real good build for March recently, and I heard her build is kind of confusing anyways. So I'm just placing stuff to boost her defense, because I know that her defense is the main catalyst for her shield. And I also got her a new light cone, and I leveled that up so it could be on par with some of the rest of my team. It's a good thing I had some supplies, because I was doing a couple of quests before this, so I had enough supplies to do this. And then for Natasha, I did some stuff for her as well. For March I leveled her up so that she could be the same level as all my characters, because I wanted her to be on par with my team to make this a little bit easier when I go fight enemies with this team. So I just leveled her up to the best of my ability, and I had enough to level her up to level 40, which is the level that most of my characters are on anyways. So I decided, what am I going to do with this team anyways? Oh, I forgot about this part. I did have to switch out one thing for Natasha to boost her healing, so I did that. And I also leveled up her that relic in particularly because it helps with healing and healing boost, and Natasha is, you know, a big time healer in the game, so I needed her to have enough healing to like keep the team afloat, because this is not the usual team I use, and I do know that there's a little bit of issues with this team, and you're gonna find out in a while why this team is not the best team to use. So that's what. I also changed over my Trailblazer to be Destruction again. I did got to the part where she was Preservation, and I was using her, hence the reason why I got rid of March for a little while. So, but I changed her back to be Destruction. Okay, so now you're gonna see the issues that come with this team. Now, I wanted to do some farming for March, so I went to fight this enemy, and I'm gonna skim through this real quick. This is at 9 times speed at this point, and that's because I failed miserably. There's no way my team could have fight this boss because none of the weaknesses that the enemy had was on my team. None of them. And March is an ice type, and I'm pretty sure this monster was an ice type too. So I was in big trouble at this point. Natasha was trying to help us a bit. She was trying to keep us afloat, you know, for a little while using her healing, and I appreciate that, but there was no way I was able to beat this boss. And this is Natasha holding out the last bit, but yeah, she helped a lot, but yeah, I could not beat this boss with the team I had, so I had to give up. So I went to do this Callus, I think it's called, and I tried to do that because I didn't want to leave the video on like a failed attempt. So this is what I did. So this is a bit easier. Again, there was no weaknesses on my team that matched the enemies, so we just had to go with it, but luckily I did 2 waves and I didn't make it too challenging. So this time I actually was able to do better on this. And this was the video I used to do the cupcake type thing. So every time a character uses their ultimate, I'm going to show like the process of making their cupcakes. So this is the first one. So for Dan Self, I did a maple leaf, and I sparkled some gold flakes on top of his cupcake to make it shiny. And then I added the maple leaf as well as like a little sword thing that matched the color of his like jacket. So this is his cupcake. I made his out of chocolate, so it's chocolate on chocolate. Okay, so now the next wave started, and I was doing pretty decent, surprisingly. The Natasha helped a lot as well, and this was the Trailblazer zone. So for hers, I dumped some gold sparkles at the bottom, and then I added a little like swirl at the top to give it some height, and then I added the little badge on her jacket, and then I also added the bat because I think the bat is iconic. I miss the bat every time I change her over to Preservation because I feel like the bat is definitely iconic. I absolutely love the bat and her just wielding the bat. I think it's hilarious. Okay, so finally it's March's turn. Oh wait, no, it's Natasha's turn, my bad. I forgot I did this. So for Natasha, I used white buttercream for her icing, and then I added some green sprinkles because she's always seen as like with health, and she's a healer and she's always used green, so I thought that would be very fitting. I added the fondant bow as the main centerpiece of this cupcake, and then I added the teddy bear to the side. His nose popped up for a bit, but don't worry, I'm gonna fix it later. So yeah, and then I added the little like decorative piece on her neck that I really like, and this is Natasha's cupcake. I think it turned out really well, and it was vanilla, by the way. So yeah, so now we're doing the last bit of the battle. There's still some stragglers left, and then March's turn for her ultimate skill. So let's show you what I did for March. So this is the buttercream. I dyed it a nice light blue because I wanted to match March's team. And then I added some unique piping. I tried to do a little different for March to look like icicles. And then I added some pink sparkles and glitter on the top of the cupcakes. And then I added the centerpiece that matches the flower on March's clothing, which I really like. And then I added the little bunny on top to showcase her ultimate. So now that's it for all the characters. So I'm just finishing up the battle so that we can see the cupcakes one more time. This battle wasn't too challenging. I did have it on autoplay for most of the time, so I'm not really sure how it would make out if I had to do it by myself. But on autoplay, it turned out pretty well. and that's me completing the challenge. And these are the cupcakes. So I really liked how these cupcakes turned out. I really wish I could have done more characters, but I was so tired based on the other stuff I had to do, which is why I had cupcakes to do this video. I really like the Trailblazers cupcake as well as Marsh's cupcake the best, because I just feel like they just match the characters so well. Like if you look at the cupcakes at first glance, you will know that the Trailblazer and Marsh's cupcake belong to them. So March's cupcake and Natasha's cupcake was vanilla, and the Trailblazer and Ben's Health, I think his name is, cupcake was chocolate. And I think these cupcakes are just so nice and so cool. And I wish I could do more cupcakes, to be honest, but as I said before, I was running out of time. So these are the cupcakes, and these are how they look. And I put them in a little container so I can eat them for later as snacks. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, that's it for the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out in the channel. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. See you in the next video. Bye bye.